This is one of our favorite places and we camp here a lot, but for years Doreen couldn't remember what the name of the river was. But I'm here to tell you it's the... Come on now. It's the Shavers Fork of the Cheat River. Ooh. Yep, this is our home state of West Virginia, and there's lots of hot chicks here. I mean, wildlife and scenery and trains. Which brings us to the backstory for this episode. Oh yes, we've made it a habit of riding the Tiger Flyer once a year out of Elkins, West Virginia, along the Shavers Fork of the Cheat River. Although today we're riding the train, we do hike out here a lot, and I wanted to see this bridge up close and take some pictures and video of it.
Hi folks, Joey Ricard at TracksideScenery.com. Welcome back.
We have a lot of fun and I'm happy to share it with you, but this video is about bridges, so I'll just jump right in. Get it? Jump right in? Oh, come on. It's a rainy day here in the Berg. Doreen has finished her decorations for the, I guess you'd call them St. Patrick's time of year window. Oh, glory flying. It's a nasty day here. It's not too cold though. Let's go inside and take a look and see what we've been doing. Oh, there's the greeter. The truth is, I could have picked any kind of bridge for this layout, and I thought about a stone arch bridge, but it really didn't fit the theme or the flavor of the area that I was modeling. Let's take a look at the layout in the area where I'm going to put this bridge and stream. Right here in the corner, but I'm going to have to do a lot of work because I'm retrofitting it in. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that lives under the clause of subject to change. As I've probably mentioned too many times, those stringers are removable, which makes it easier, and I say easier, but not easy, to readjust and change things. Even if I had planned this beforehand, I still would have had to cut these notches in here for the stream. And let's see, the tunnel portal will be right there, and where's my saw? Although it looks like major surgery, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm just going to cut the appropriate size pieces and layer them underneath the original fascia. As you can see, I'm using some of that recycled wood, and here I've put in 2 new stringers where I can put the base of the stream in. After I add 2 more pieces to the bottom, then I can cut into this piece. Now, of course, I could have used plywood or anything else for the stream base, but I'm using 1/2-inch gator board as the base. Just to clarify, these piers or abutments, whatever you want to call them, were made in a previous video here on the channel. I'm just using them as a place marker to get an idea of what I want to do. Be honest with you, they may not be stone, they may end up being concrete, but this just gives me an idea of the placement. So I took some measurements and came up with a plan. Alright, for the girdle portion... girder portion, I'm probably thinking about Doreen in the beginning of the video. Anyway, I'm using laser cut basswood for the girder portion of the structure. And although it is wood, we will make it look like steel. Obviously, for you rivet counters, this doesn't represent a specific prototype. I'm just going for the representation or the flavor of something you might find in nature. What? Oh my, I think I need a coffee. In this scene, I'm just getting a look at it and trying to decide where I want the frames to sit in relation to the tunnel portal side of the river and the other side. But for now, that looks pretty good, and I think I have a set of shoes somewhere. Look, 3D printed shoes. I'm not saying they're the right size or style, but this helps me visualize. If this bridge were to be on a straight section of track, it'd be a lot easier. but there's no way I can just lay ties across these girders like this. I'm going to have to make a lattice work or a framework for the ties to sit on. I started by lining up both frame sets in the exact position I wanted them and then spray painted the top until it was wet. This way I could place a piece of paper on there, pat it down, and get an imprint. Now that I have this imprint, I can let it dry and scan it into the computer. I can now import this into my drafting program and create a framework or lattice work to go with it. This will be one solid piece that sits on the top and the bottom of those frames, and it'll tie it all together. And just as important, it'll give a place for the ties to sit securely on top. It may not be prototype, but it'll work. See, now you put that thing on there, you can see how tight these curves are. Basically, I'm just using the track below it as a template to build the bridge on top of it. Yes, I know I could have bought wooden ties, but I have enough material here that I'm cutting my own. The job turned out to be so tedious that I decided to cut ties with cutting ties once I was done. Looking at it on video, those things look like uncooked French fries. So I painted the frames flat black, and we'll add some accessories and details later. I gave it an initial coat of paint now just to cover up everything on the inside of the structure there. It would be harder to go back later after I have the ties on because I plan on staining the ties and I don't want to foul those. I buy so much of this super glue, the cashiers at Walmart probably think I'm doing something illegal. What are you making with all that glue, sir? I'm building a bridge. Sure you are. I'll probably keep working on these bridges until I get them done before I move on to some other big project. Of course, as far as running trains, that is the big project. In other news, I started adding the backdrop support panels, especially to this side of the layout, because I really can't move further with the scenery until I get this thing up. The only other thing I can mention is right here, this extra piece of fascia that goes up to the backboard, and that's why I needed to get those backdrop panels in. Alright, be sure to subscribe, stay tuned, and share. This is Joey Ricard with TrackSideScenery.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.